Greetings fellow earthlings and welcome to part 2 of this AI only America's campaign from Medieval to Total War. So, of course the Europeans have arrived. They arrived turn like 2 or something. That was part of a mod, something that I've completely forgotten I had modded in, but oh well, it adds something different to the series, something slightly new, so that's good. Yeah, but oh well. It wasn't too bad. The French have expanded as I expected, and the English are raiding and not taking any territory, as I also expected, because that's just how that's just what they always do in this game, and it's annoying, but it's just how it works. I don't know why. The Aztecs are still going strong. The Spanish are going quite strong as well. Usually by this point the Spanish have been killed off to a regicide, so the fact that they've survived this long, it gives me hope they might actually make it to the end this time. And the Aztecs, the fact that they've survived this long as well, I don't think they've ever survived this long before, so yeah, that gives me hope that they might make it as well. And they're of course fighting the talismans. Meanwhile there's a war going on between the Apache tribes and the Shishimek. The Shishimek are definitely winning this war. They're 2 settlements up, but you know, who knows how it will end. Wow, these are some very brave Frenchmen. 261 French soldiers fighting 1,300. I think they could do it. The balance of power thinks they could, because of course their units are like much stronger, but I don't know, let's see. No, they got beaten, so they don't of course keep on making a push for that. The Spanish got pushed back by the Aztecs. They of course lost Toctlan, and the Spanish of course failed their attack on this settlement here, and it seems like the Mayans are stepping in to try and take it. Meanwhile the English are in Spanish territory, probably causing a bit of trouble for them, so yeah, it's not looking good for the Spanish right now. They've taken a few step backs, and ooh, that's a very large Aztec army. Can they take the city of Veracruz from the Spanish? Yes, they did. Well done to the Aztecs, and the Mayans of course expanded further as well. Is this the beginning of the end for the Europeans? Are they going to start declining at this point? You know, the English, they're not doing that well. The Spanish have taken a massive step back. The French are still fighting, they're done this strong, but it's very rare that they actually make a push any further than this line. They do have a troops, so maybe they might be a bit more aggressive in this campaign, but I don't really know. The Mayans are making a move onto the Spanish. Of course Spain has a very large army here. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be able to use it to save a settlement. No, they actually failed. And Spain has just been hit by the regicide. They killed the Spanish last general. Oh wow, I did not expect that. So of course they all go rebel now, and the Mayans just quite easily cleared those up. Wow, I did not expect it to happen then. The Spanish, they were doing so well compared to the usual campaigns. I mean, just bang, they're gone. Faction destroyed, Spanish. So if you don't know, regicide is when you lose all your generals. So yeah, they've of course, these 2 settlements here have of course gone rebel now, basically free for the taking. The Spanish armies have all gone rebel, so yeah, they're going to be easy to destroy. And this settlement here has gone rebel, Havana. I think the last time I did one of these it was the French who came down and took this, but there's also quite a good chance this might remain rebel for the rest of the game. And immediately it looks like both the Mayans and the Aztecs are taking advantage of this weakness that the one Spanish lands has been hit by. No longer governed by the Spanish, it's just open land, and you know, an Aztec army and a Mayan army, they're going in for the kill immediately, not holding back. 1 turn after the death of the Spanish and they're going in. Probably they'll take it as well. Yep, there goes 1. And there goes the 2nd. So all lands that were once Spanish now are occupied by the Aztecs. and the Mayans. And they're split fairly equally as well. We like that to see that type of fairness in this game. Yeah, it's good when their AI play fair. And the English still roaming around in Mexico. They're completely lost. There's not even a point to them being here. They've done nothing. All they did was turn a rebel settlement back to rebel. That's all they did. The Aztecs now, they're only fighting on one front. They immediately made a push onto the Tarascans and took Tolokan. You know, Tarascans, you made a big mistake by signing that alliance with the Spanish and siding with them. Should have sided with the Aztecs. They turned out to be the winners at the end. Well, of course not the winners, but the winners of this war at least. What's the Aztec-Mayan relation like? Oh, they're allied. Yeah, so both of them don't have to worry at all about this front. That's better for the Aztecs, I think, because that means the Aztecs can expand up here as much as they want without having to worry about this part of the map anymore. Whereas the Mayans, they can't really expand anywhere. They've got one rebel settlement left, but, you know, they can't expand. They're just going to be stuck here. So the Aztecs, they're looking really good in this campaign. For the first time ever, they've made it past turn 50. And also for the first time ever, they're looking good. They could win this. Of course, you know, a lot could happen yet. England, what is the point in having you here? Yeah, the English, they just don't care. They're not even fighting battles, no one's even fighting them. They just don't care. They're on holiday. It's not about conquest, they're just on holiday. They don't care about what's going on over here. Whereas at least the French and the Spanish are either doing something or did something. The English just don't care. The Shishimek, they managed to take another 2 settlements, I think, in the same turn. So, of course, well done to them. They made a very big push, and the Apachean tribes, they're struggling a little bit. Yeah, they're gonna struggle.
Our elders will honor when I defeat you.
And the Aztecs, they just keep moving. They've taken another Tarascan settlement. It's going to be interesting to see where we go once they remove the Tarascans, if they remove the Tarascans. There's always weird comebacks in this one that I have seen before. Are we going to break the alliance with the Mayans, or push north and take out the Shishimek, whilst the Shishimek have all their armies up here? There's a lot of different directions they could go in. One settlement at a time. The Aztec army gets bigger and bigger. One settlement at a time, the Aztec Empire gets bigger and bigger. And it looks like we're going to keep on expanding. Who are they at war with? So, just the Tarascans, yeah, so they could literally go wherever they want after this. Either Shishimek or the Mayans. Speaking of the Shishimek, how are they doing? Yeah, the Apacheans, they've got a lot of armies around. Not big armies, but they've got a lot of them. It's going to be interesting to see how the Shishimek deal with this. The final Tarascan settlement is under siege by the Aztecs, and I think the Aztecs, they're going to take it. Kaboom! The Tarascans are gone. Well done to the Aztecs. They once they got the Spanish out of the way, they just stormed through the Tarascans. Wow, they're definitely a very big and scary power right now. The Mayans, they've got an alliance with them, so they don't have to worry about them, and they can just throw everything they've got at the Shishimek, who have all their armies up here. Immediately, one turn after the death of the Tarascans, they make their move on the Shishimek. Like one turn after. Wow, they're real. They want the win. The Aztecs have failed so many times in this campaign. Now that they've realised they've got a chance, they're going for it. They're not stopping. They want this win. And good luck to them as well. You know what? The Aztecs weirdly have become the underdog of this campaign. Those are the stupid English who don't even do anything. But the Aztecs as well, they've become the underdogs. That's why I'm cheering for the Aztecs right now. The Shishimek have won before. The Mayans have won before, but the Aztecs, they haven't, and they're going for it. They're taking their chance. Come on, Aztecs. Usually, when I take a side in one of these, that side starts to see some difficulties for some reason. Just coincidence that when I say that I want this faction to win, that faction just starts losing. But that's not the Aztecs. They really want this. They're making a push already. They've already taken Colleton, and they've just got so many large stacks around. The Shishimek can't do anything because all their armies, they're up here fighting the Apacheans, which, to be honest, they are outnumbered by, I think. I don't know, why have so many armies like this group up into one blob? It will work so much easier. Stupid AI. And the French are just doing nothing right now. They're not even going for the rebel settlement. Are they even moving? No, I don't even think they're moving right now. They've just given up. I don't know. They must have picked up something in the Americas, like, I don't know, still disease or something where they just can't move. I don't know, but they've given up. Okay, so the Mayans have taken the last rebel settlement at their border. What are they going to do now? Now that they've got nowhere else to expand, are they going to break their alliance with the Aztecs? And then, who knows, like, take over their empire the way how the Aztecs are doing with to the Shishimek, as we can see with the change in this settlement. Now that would be interesting, a Mayan comeback, just stab the Aztecs in the back and just take it back. The Aztecs now share a border with the Apacheans as well, so yeah, that could mess things up a little bit. But for the time being, the Aztecs are allies with the Apacheans and the Mayans, so there's not going to be any wars happening there. At least for now. Actually, come to think of it, we might not even need the 200 turns, never mind the 250. At this rate, it could be over in 150 turns. At the rate the Aztecs are expanding. If they just keep going at the Shishimek at the speed they're going at, then yeah, they're going to get the win easily. It seems like the Apacheans now, they've realised now is the time to strike. They've grouped up in massive armies and they're going for the Shishimek. They want to reclaim their old lands again. Go on, Shishimek. I mean, go on. Actually, I don't really care who wins up here. I don't care. As long as we have a clear winner at the end to make an interesting series that would get me more views, I'm happy. Wait, why are they not doing... Alright, the Mayans have just given up on this settlement. I don't know, something... The Mayans have disappeared! Whoa! Historically accurate, let's just start disappearing. Oh, that would be interesting. I don't know why they've got no garrison here, but I'm sure they'll fill it up soon. Ah, not yet. Just thinking, what if an English army pops up and just steps in there, takes that settlement, and... that would be hilarious. I think this is all what's left of the English. Faction leader and 2 armies. Who are they at war with? Right, it's just the Mayans, so they've escaped from Mayan territory and they're seeking asylum in Aztec territory. And they're just in a... Oh, it's like Attila total war, you know, you've got Rome and then you've got the barbarian factions just like hiding in the lands. Oh, maybe not exactly like Attila total war, but you know, it looks like it in a way. Ah, bye bye England, they're gone. I'm guessing what happened is either, seeing as though there's no Aztec armies nearby or Mayan armies, I'm guessing the faction leader died and they lost to Regicide. That's what I'm guessing at least. I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but yeah, that's going to be my guess. So now, the Mayans all of a sudden, they've got no enemies. Are they going to backstab the Aztecs? Now's the time to do it, because if they wait until the Aztecs are done up here and conquered all this, and have their armies back on the front, then they're going to lose. They've got the armies. If they strike now, they could do it. But it's got to be now. If they wait another 50 turns, it's going to be far too late. As much as the Apacheans tried, they could not take land from the Shishimek. They always struggle in these campaigns. I don't know why. It's sad to see. I won't see them win sometime, but I doubt that's going to happen. They struggle so much, and they're so far away as well. And the settlements are like so sparse from each other. It's the hardest start position to be in. But, you know, if you've got Aztecs as your allies and they start helping a bit, then, you know, who knows where that could take you, is that? So here we are at the end of part 2. what we've seen in this episode is just rapid expansion by the Aztecs. They've got a few rebel problems, obviously, but you know, the rebels, they're not going to cause too many problems compared to an actual faction, and they're just removing the factions. They can deal with the rebels anytime they want. Yeah, it's good to see that they're finally like going somewhere. Can they win? I think they could. I think they are the favourite faction right now. If the Mayans stab them in the back right now, then maybe not, but I doubt that will happen. I think this alliance will hold strong. If anyone's going to break it, I think it will be the Aztecs in probably part 3, but who knows. Anyway, it's time to look at the statistics. Here's just a quick look at the diplomacy for those. Ooh, the Aztecs. They're not stopping. Soon as they boarded those Apachean tribesmen, they just went to war. They broke the alliance and went to war. Sadly, I didn't get a notification for that. Anyway, let's just get all the factions in, apart from the English. Yes, it looks too confusing with. Should I have a French? You know what? I'll have all surviving factions in. There we go, because that's the important thing. Overall, the Aztecs are winning. It is of course going to be decided by whichever faction holds the most territory at the end, and I'm guessing it's going to be the Aztecs. Military-wise, yeah, Aztecs again. Production, financial. Oh, the Apacheans very rich, and the Shishimek were very rich, but once the Aztecs started invading the lands, everything just collapsed. Population, it's clearly the Aztecs. Now let's look at territory. So first place so far we have the Aztecs with about 25 or yes, I think that's 25 settlements. Second place we have the Mayans, allied with the Aztecs with 13 settlements. Fourth place we have the French and the Shishimek drawing with 6 settlements. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how what happens to those. Are the Shishimek going to keep on dropping, or will the French be able to, or will the French like rise and maybe do something against the Aztecs? It's rare the European powers ever do anything, but you know, it would be interesting to see if they did. The Apachean tribes and are of course in last place out of the surviving factions, with about 3 settlements. But the fact that they've survived this long, you know, they've done a good job to make it this far. They're probably going to get wiped out soon, but to make it this far, they've done a good job. Hope you've enjoyed part 2. I hope to see you in part 3 and part 4 if there's a need for speed. The speed of the Aztecs right now is making me question whether I even need a part 4. They could conquer all of this in part 3. Probably will be a part 4 because the Mayans could take a little bit longer, but yeah, I highly doubt a part 5 just because of how powerful the Aztecs are. Hope you've enjoyed, and goodbye.